Welcome! We are finally here, finally going live. Thank the Lord. It was taking me an eternity. I repeat, an eternity for me to live stream. I had a few takes. Reminds me a lot of that scene in SpongeBob, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, the movie, in which they do the takes. Didn't take, and it shows take 5003. Yeah, that's a great episode, by the way. Holy cow, we are actually live streaming. I feel like I want to cry tears of joy about it. And what are we going to do for this live stream? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do for this live stream. We are going to look at the tier list. I'm going to make a tier list of 98 schools. 98. Of course, my battery's running kind of low, which is noted right here, 29% battery. Wonder how you can get this screen to be a little bigger. Whoopsie doodles. I mean, I'll take it all every day of the week. There we go. Ah, yes. So as you can tell, there are, 5 categories I got right here. State contenders, great, good, okay, and rebuilding. First things first, we're going to start off in the Suburban League American Conference. We're going to do the Aurora Green Men first. Of course, the Aurora Green Men, they're a good team. I think they're losing Jack Cartman. He's going John Carroll, top 10 anime betrayals. I know that's kind of sad. He could have chosen Ball and Walls. But you know what? I still think that Coach Mihalik and Kell can still make a great team out of this Aurora team. And for Barberton, of course, they're losing a lot of guys. I think they might be losing Chanday. No, they're losing Cage. He's going to be pairing up with John at Mount Union. I know that for a fact. So, anyways, as I was saying, I'll put Barberton as a great school as well. Let's see, did you get that, folks? Yep, you did. All right. Next are the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. Every year, they might surprise you, but I feel like they're still rebuilding. That's just me. Whoopsies. Where did I put Cuyahoga Falls? Right there. And then the Copley Indians. Copley, I'll put them at okay. They won 4-6 last year. They almost knocked off number 1 Norton in the playoffs, which came as a huge surprise to many folks, including myself. I know some folks that worked at Norton or work at Norton. My aunt works at Norton. She said it was kind of surprising to see that Copley almost took him down in the, Division 3 Region 9 playoffs. Copley was a 16 seed. Norton was 1. They almost pulled a UMBC, but instead it was like Princeton, Georgetown, 1989. Of course, that was a classic game in which Princeton almost upset Georgetown. Up next are the good guys, the Highland Hornets. I'd love to put us as state contenders because it's always fun to put the good guys at state contenders. But you know what? We're losing a lot of core. We're losing a lot of key players, in my opinion. We are. I mean, we still got Luke 5 touchdowns in 1 game Styles. Of course, he is better than Al Bundy, as everybody knows by now. But yeah, we got a lot of players return. We got Matt, we got Logan, we got Creed, Sam, Luke, Danny, just to name a few. But I'll put us as good. We're not going to be as good as last year, of course, considering the fact that folks like Dom is off to Bowling Green, Aaron's off to Case, Bryce is off to ONU. Who else am I missing? John's off to Mount Union. Yeah, I'm going to put us at good. Revere, I'll put them at rebuilding, and I'll put Roosevelt at rebuilding as well. That's just me, though. Up next are the Tallmadge Blue Devils, the last team in the American Conference. And in my opinion, this should be a good team. You got Ty Hurst, who is not just the quarterback but also the punter. Of course, their lone touchdown against us last season came on a fake punt. They're a good team. I think they got what it takes to give the conference a run for its money. I got them going 8-2. I'm going to put them at great. There we go. Put them at great. And, of course, we'll see what Tigers does this year. Brecksville had a rough season last year, but I think they're still going to be okay. That's just me, though. They will still do pretty well, in my opinion. Looking at the live chat right now, and ain't nobody saying anything. And, of course, this year, I cannot guarantee everything. I doubt I'm going to do anything really on this YouTube channel that much this year, which is kind of disappointing to you, the fans. But you know what? It is going to be a lot of fun balling with Wallace. I will try to get as many games as possible. Cannot guarantee anything. So there is that. Hudson, I think, is going to be a great team, in my opinion. Hudson has a lot of good players. And same with Nordonia. They will also be great. I'm putting North Royalton at rebuilding because they're losing a lot of key players. I think Mike Piazza's graduated this year. No, not the Hall of Fame catcher, but their quarterback last year for no row. I think that it's going to be, what do you call it, bit of a rebuilding season for North Royalton. Of course, they had a great season last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they make the playoffs again. They are that good. Stowe's losing Owen. Bainbridge, of course. Owen, like Dom, is going to Bowling Green. They're probably going to be working together there. So there is that for Stowe. But I think that they'll still be a good team. I have a feeling that Stowe's going to be very similar to us. In fact, I got the two schools going 7-3, 4-2. No, 7-3 this season, and both 4 wins in their respective conferences, so there is that. Twinsburg Tigers, I think, are going to be rebuilding because, well, they were sort of drowning out there in that national conference that's kind of loaded up with Hudson. You had Nordonia, you had North Royalton, you had Stowe. That's 4 out of 7 schools being dominant, and those are kind of 3 tough games consecutively, so there is that. Of course, Wadsworth, I think they're going to be okay this year. Not good, but okay. I mean, of course, last year they did have their struggles. They almost made the playoffs in Region 6. We almost faced off against them. They were like the number 17 or 18 seed. Let me look up Joe Idle for a second. No, not 2022, 2021. I think they were like 17, 18. There they are, 18. Just barely missing out by, not that much. By about 0.2. So there was that. So that's all you got for the Suburban League. Of course, as I always mention, the Suburban League definitely one of the best conferences in Northeast Ohio. And I'm going to be posting this on my Twitter account. This tier list, so there is that. So with the Suburban League done, we got 15 down, 98 minus 15 is 83, 83 to go. Oh ye gods. Now time for probably the best conference out there, the Greater Cleveland Conference. Brunswick Blue Devils, I think they're going to have a good season this year. Not great, but still good. I have a feeling that we're probably going to beat them at the tire this year, even though that is going to be a great game like it was last year. That was a lot of fun. Same can be said against that game against North Royalton, which will be our home opener August 26th. Also, the Taste of Highland, 24 days away from now. I'm just saying, please come to that game. I will hopefully be there. I will hopefully live stream it. Fingers crossed. I doubt it, but you never know. You never know. So there is that. Chat is looking dead, by the way. But yeah, Brunswick should be good. Euclid's going to be rebuilding. Of course, last year they didn't get a single win. But there's only one way to go when you're all the way down to rock bottom. And that's up. And we'll see if they can go up. I think they can go up. I mean, can't get worse than last year. I think they'll make the playoffs in a 17, what do you call it? Oh, sorry for the voice crack. 17-team region. I apologize. Medina's losing Drew Aller. Of course, he's going to Penn State. And he's losing a lot of, or Medina's losing a lot of their core receivers as well. My battery's at 23%. So, yeah, it was at like 50%. And then I spent like 30% thinking, how do I live stream this? How do I live stream this? How do I live stream this? But yeah, Medina's still going to be a good team. Like Brunswick, I got them going 7-3, 3-2 with losses to Avon. Those Eagles are going to be tough. Mentor, which we'll get to in a second, and the Blue Devils, which that game is going to be played at the Mart. So there is that. Mentor, I think, is going to be a great school. So yeah, Mentor right there. I think they're going to have a lot of guys returning from their injuries. A lot of guys coming back from last year. And of course, it was kind of a rocky season last year. But you know what? This year, I can see them doing well. And then you have Solon. Solon's going to be okay, in my opinion. Same can be said about Strongsville. And that's all we got for the Greater Cleveland Conference. Up next is the Federal League. The Canton McKinley Bulldogs, who haven't beat Madison Washington in a few years. I think 2015 was the last time they did it. But you know what? That doesn't mean they are a bad team. No, in fact, they are a great team. We are going to put them right there. They're going to lose to Mentor. They're going to lose to Austintown. And they're going to lose to Washington this year. And that game's going to be at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. So that's going to be something tough. Glen Oak, I think, will be on the rebuilding end. Of course, there they are. And then Green. Speaking of Green, not hard to believe, but because I wasn't alive for it, but today is the 43rd anniversary of Thurman Munson's crash, which occurred near Green, I believe. So yeah, the Green Bulldogs, I thought I'd have to mention that. In his hometown. I think they're gonna get upset to Glen Oak, but lose to McKinley, but still be a great team nonetheless. That's what I think. Up next are the Hoover Vikings. I'm gonna put them at good. Looking at my battery percentage at 22%. I know that's kind of something I'm always a little paranoid about, battery percentage. Oh God, is it gonna be okay? Is it gonna be okay? Jackson Polar Bears, I'll put them as good as well. I don't think they got what it takes to make a deep run in the playoffs, but definitely got what it takes to make a run, that's for sure. Excuse me, I think there are actually 97 teams. I think you're seeing double out there, double helmets right there. Is my cursor actually on? I don't know. Oh well. It's in the middle. Anyways, up next are the Lake Blue Streaks. I think they're going to be okay this year. And the Perry Panthers will find themselves on the rebuilding end. Of course, the Federal League is something you do not want to mess around with. Because, of course, schools like Canton, Green, Hoover, Jackson, and even schools like Lake, they're okay. And Glen Oak could quite easily be okay. Just I think they'll be rebuilding this year. So yes, that's what I have. Up next we have the Bedford Bearcats. Bedford Bearcats are going to be okay this year. Got them going 5-5, 3-3. The Cleveland Heights Tigers, who are going to be joining Medina, Brunswick, Mentor, Euclid, Solon, and Strongsville in the Greater Cleveland Conference next year, I believe. They will be good. That's where I'll put them. And then Garfield Heights. I think Garfield Heights is also going to be joining as well. Garfield Heights, they're going to be good this season. Lorraine's going to be... Whoops, that's not Lorraine. That's Lorraine. Lorraine's going to be okay. After Lorraine comes Maple Heights. Maple Heights, they're going to be on the rebuilding side, in my opinion, with a 4-6 record. I know that's kind of a little harsh for me, but still, especially considering the fact that I have Shaker Heights at 4-6, but I think they're going to be okay. I think Shaker Heights is the other one that's going to be, where do you call it, in the Greater Cleveland Conference next year. So, yeah, and then Shaw Cardinals, I think they'll be rebuilding with a 2-8 record. Now time for a conference that is so packed. I have so many teams going 5-5 this year, which is by complete accident, because basically everyone in this conference has a shot at it. The Southwestern Conference, first things first, Amherst Steel, I don't think they have that good of a shot, so they'll put them at rebuilding, but you never know. You never know. I think they're going to maybe surprise people. Avon, last year region champions. I think they lost to Hoban in the regional semifinals. They're state contenders again. They are typically state contenders. Of course, they had that shock to Avon Lake last year at home, but still, I think they are going to be a great team and definitely one of the most feared teams out there. They definitely had a good game against TCC. That was, of course, a week after, that game. Not a fun day. But you know what? We're going to redeem ourselves this year. I got a good feeling that we're going to redeem ourselves after losing in heartbreaking fashion to TCC. Avon Lake, not state contenders, but they're going to be great. I don't think they're going to be region champions. They're still going to be a great team nonetheless. I have them winning the Southwestern Conference this year with their own loss coming to a team in New York. Berea Mid-Park, they're going to be a good team as well. Or they're going to be a good team, of course. That's who we play first week of the season. That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see how that goes down at my college. That's right. It's WOW Week, week of welcome, which is kind of redundant now that I said that. But yeah, as I was saying, where was I? Oh, yes. That is very redundant what I said about week of welcome. But anyways, that's going to be going on while Highland plays Berea Mid-Park, so I might as well stop by, say hi, and watch the game. Weary is also going to be a good team. I have them making some noise this year. Midview Middies are going to be on the rebuilding end, and we got more rebuilding than anyone else, not combined though. North Ridgeville going to be on the rebuilding, and Olmsted Falls Bulldogs. That's fun to say. They may have gotten crushed to Avon last year in the regional semifinals, but they're going to bounce back. I think they got a lot of good things coming their way. So I think they're going to be a good team. We are 3/7 of the way there, roughly. Now it's time for the Crown Conference. Lake Catholic, I think Coach Gibbons' brother is the head coach of the Lake Catholic Cougars, of course. Looking at the Highland webpage, sports webpage, if I can find it. Hold up. Highland Sports. Fall football, of course. Looking at the schedule. Yep, Lake Catholic right there on August 12th. Did it even show it? No, I was on Google Chrome. I pulled it up on Safari. I apologize. But yeah, it is August 12th against Lake Catholic. And Lake Catholic, I think, is going to be on the rebuilding end this year. If I can put them there. NDCL, the Lions, I think they'll be okay. Padua Franciscan, I think they won't win the mini Crown Conference, but I still think they're going to be a great team this year. And Walsh Jesuit, they're losing some players as well, but I have them being a great team. Now time to flip it over to the Lorraine County League. Some of the smaller schools out there, but still, nonetheless, some fun schools, some good schools. I'm at 17%. Might want to speed through this a little more. Don't worry, we are almost done. Almost done. Well, really halfway done. I apologize again. Black River, I think they'll be a good team to look out for. And the Brookside Cardinals, they'll be okay. The Clearview Clippers got them 3-7 this year. Have them rebuilding. There we go. Columbia Raiders. I have them with an undefeated season this year. I think they're going to really make a lot of noise this year. Then the Firelands Falcons, they'll be okay. And then the Keystone Wildcats. Whoa, I didn't realize that this is starting to get big. They're going to be good. And then Oberlin, they'll be rebuilding. And Wellington Dukes are going to be okay. So we are 4/7 of the way there. Time for independence. Independence. As Hermie would say from Rudolph. It's not even Christmas time. Why am I mentioning it? It's not till September, October, November, December. Oh, ye gods, 4 months from now. 4 months! Less than 5 months, really. St. Ed's, of course, they're going to be state contenders. I wouldn't be surprised if they're state champions in D1 like they were last year, I think the year before that. They're going to be state contenders. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to have them focused. And Benedictine, they'll also be state contenders as well. Where's Archbishop Hoban? I think this is actually Archbishop Hoban. Well, if it isn't, well, I'm sorry. They'll also be state contenders as well. Division II, they got a big upset to Winton Woods last season in the Division II championship out at Tom Benson Stadium, I believe, out in Canton. Madison Washington, I don't think they're going to be state contenders. They haven't won the state championship since 1970. They have never won it since the introduction of the playoffs in the 1972 season. But you know what? They're still going to be a great team. Of course, they've come so short so many times before. Of course, that's going to be something. And then after that, we're going to go with St. Ignatius. They're going to be a great school as well. And St. Vincent, St. Mary will be a good football team this year. Canton Central Catholic will be also good. And Lutheran East going to be okay. So that's all for the independents. Time to go to the Metro Athletic Conference. First things first, the Cloverleaf Colts. My laptop is feeling a little hot right now. That's probably because it's been on for like the last 2 hours. With me really getting a little mad, being like, why isn't it working again? But fortunately, of course, as mentioned, my dad found a way. So, thank you, Dad, once again. Cloverleaf, I think, will be okay this year. And Coventry Comets will be rebuilding. The Field Falcons rebuilding. The Norton Panthers, they had an undefeated season last year. But this year, I feel like they're going to have some struggles. Some cracks showed last year when they played Copley and then lost the next round. I'm going to put them as a good team. The Ravenna Ravens, they'll be okay. And the Springfield Spartans, whoopsies. No. Yes, there we go. Rebuilding. Streetsboro Rockets are going to... Why do I want it to translate to English? I do not want to. Streetsboro going to be a good team. And Woodridge is going to be a great team. I think Woodridge is going to win. Woodridge is going to win the Metro Athletic Conference this year. So that's what I think, at least. Now time for the Great Lakes Eastern Conference. First off, the Buckeye Bucks. I think they're going to be a good team despite having a 4-5 record. They have a very tough schedule. They're playing Copley, of course. They're not going to make it easy. That's at Copley Stadium, where it smells really bad on the other side. They play North Olmsted, which we'll get to later, where my mom went to high school. You know, they play where both my parents went to, Copley and North Olmsted. My dad, Copley, mom, North Olmsted. And then the Holy Name Green Wave, I think they're going to be a great team. I think they're going to win the, what do you call it? Great Lakes Conference. And before we continue, we need to remind you that this is brought to you by the Food Festival of Our Lady of Cedars, which is where my dad and old brother go to. There, on Facebook. I just like to mention it because, of course, I know a lot of people that go there. Of course, they don't offer Saturday masses, so I'm stuck going up to Our Lady of Grace, which is also a great church. Both churches are really great, in my opinion. But anyways, yeah, just 3 days to go till you get all the Mediterranean Lebanese food. That's going to be interesting. They do it every year. They haven't had the last 2 years because of obvious reasons. But yeah, please come down there. I was thinking about doing my show there. And then my mom told me that's not a good idea. And my mom is right. So I hope you understood that. Hope you will be going to the festival. And I hope to see you there. Probably not going to be there Friday. Definitely going to be there Saturday after I go to church, of course, at Our Lady of Grace. And then I'll be making a long drive down to Fairlawn. Of course, that's something. I bet I'm going to see more Copley folks there than Highland. And considering the fact that only one person is watching this, I think that one person is me because, well, I'm trying to make sure that this live stream is working. Let me see. Yes, it is working. And I'm going to hop back on my live stream. And anyways, back to where we were. The Lakewood Rangers are going to be okay this year. That's my opinion, though. Normandy Invaders, they struggle a lot, but you know what? I think they'll find themselves in the win column this season. 1-8, 0-5. Parma Redmond will also find themselves in the win column. Don't worry, I did not pick any schools this year to have 0 wins. Of course, that is just mean and cruel. And I'm not a cruel guy. Or am I? And then there's Valley Forge, which is going to be okay. The Bay Rockets, as we move to the Western Conference, as Patrick would say from SpongeBob, you know, oh, East? I thought you said West. Oh, God, voice crack. I apologize for that. I am so sorry. Anyways, back to where we were. Elyria Catholic is going to be a good school this year. Of course, keep in mind, these schools are kind of on the smaller side. The big schools are not big schools, are not small schools. They're closer towards the big schools, but not as big as they are. So I'll pick them. Fairview Warriors, I got them rebuilding. North Olmsted Eagles, of course, they're Northeast Ohio Zone sleeper pick. That's what he said on Twitter. I'll put them at good. And same with Rocky River. No, I'll put Rocky River at great. I think they're going to run the table the entire season. I know their schedule isn't the hardest, but yet again, if they weren't good, they would not be beating those schools to begin with. So there is that. And then the Westlake Demons are going to be okay. I used to live in Westlake. I think I've said that multiple times on this channel before. Whoa, not there. And if you're new to Timer and Sports Live, please subscribe. I know content isn't going to be as fruitful and plentiful as it was last year. Don't worry, we are almost there. Don't worry, Mac, we are almost there. I know you want to get charged up soon. I know you're on fire, but still. Western Reserve Conference, first off, the Chardon Hilltoppers. They're going to be state contenders as they always are. They are one of the best teams, not just in Northeast Ohio, but the entire state. They're going to make a lot of noise in Division III this year. The Kenston Bombers, they are going to be a great team this year. Mayfield's going to be on the rebuilding side. Uh-oh. Have to move down a little bit. There we go. Next, Madison. The Madison Blue Streaks, they'll also be rebuilding. North Rangers also rebuilding. Riverside Beavers, I got them being okay this year. And the Willoughby South Rebels, they'll be good. That's where I'll put them. We are almost done. We only have 8 schools to go. First off, of those 8 schools are the Chagrin Falls Tigers. 4-6, 2-5 in my opinion. They'll be okay. Edgewood's going to have their struggles this year. I'll put them at rebuilding. And then Geneva, I'll put them at okay. Kirtland Hornets, do I have to say more about? Yeah, they are okay. What was I thinking? Kirtland Hornets, do I have to say more about the Kirtland Hornets? Probably one of the most dominant runs in the history of high school football in the OHSAA. They're going to be not good. They're going to be state contenders. That's what I'm having stock for them. The Lakeside Tigers, I think they'll be rebuilding. The Orange Lions will also be rebuilding. Perry Pirates are going to be a great team. Where can I put them? I'll put them up here. And the West Geauga Wolverines will be good. Yes, we know I'm almost low on battery. I'm at 8%. Oh, ye gods. So I think now would be a good time to stop. We'll show you the final tier list of 98 schools. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 state contenders this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3 is 19. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22 good teams, including the good guys. 23 okay teams. And 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 rebuilding teams out of 98 schools in Northeast Ohio. I know I should have done 100. 2022 Northeast Ohio High School Football tier list. This is what I think the season is gonna be like for these 98 talented and wonderful schools. I hope to see if you agree with me. Save. And now time to share on Twitter. Yes, sir. Oh, would you look at that? Their Northeast Ohio zone as expected. Olmsted Falls versus Chardon. I had a feeling that that was going to be it. Northeast Ohio football tier list. I hope you watch my video as well. And tweet. Alright, there we go. There it is. All those 98 schools. And that is it. That is all the time we have left on this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun. Till then, I'm Tyrone. Peace out. Goodbye.